What's good, everybody? Hope all is well. This is Zachary King from the Future is Female podcast, and I am here with the beautiful Meeka. Meeka, how are you doing today?
I am great. It is a beautiful day here in Philadelphia. Happy Father's Day, Zach.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate that. And to all of the fathers that listening to this show, happy Father's Day to you as well. Meeka, please tell the listener audience a little bit about yourself.
My name is Meeka Johnson. I'm from Philadelphia. I own a business and founded a business called All Black Everything Pop-Up. We curate commerce spaces, introducing all nationalities to dope Black brands. Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. on Instagram, we shop live with them. Sort of like a Black QVC, but I call it elevated online shopping. It is the future of e-commerce, and my mission and purpose is to make sure Black entrepreneurs are in that space.
Got you. So you said it's like a Black urban QVC.
Yes.
So what made you go down there? Like, what was your journey? How did that happen?
So I am 45. Lord willing, September 4th, I'll be 46. I have been through all ages of technology, from anything from radio to MP3 to tape player to CD player to cell phones to cordless phones to tape recorders, all of the things we have went through. I think we are probably the only era or age bracket that has been through all different technologies.
That's a good point. That's true.
Yeah, and it's a privilege. And I think that my career, my ex-career as a fashion stylist had a lot to do with what I'm doing. So prior, I was a fashion stylist, and we were all, Vibe magazine. It was all paper. And I saw that industry crumble from e-commerce. Right? So when everything started being digital, there's no more Vibe magazine. There's no more Honey magazine. There's no more Essence unless you subscribe to it. But everything became digital. My whole career changed. And the people that were the naysayers, the people that this is not going to last, print is going to be everything, they were left behind. Right. They were left behind. So, me being young at that time, I was like, okay, we're going to go digital. We're going to e-commerce. And it changed a lot of things for me, the way I see this world. You have to be able to adjust to technology. So then I'm like 10 years in on e-commerce, and then I see these photographers that were at the top of their game, stylists at the top of their game, coming and getting these low-end jobs because they didn't go with the technology. They didn't believe in the technology. And that's what's going on right now with retail. And entrepreneurs, we have to understand that this is the future. There will be no more malls. Have you been to the mall, Zach?
Right. Well, no, not really. Not really. When I do, typically my shopping consists of Amazon. And maybe just a few other stores that I know I could get in and get out. But in terms of going to the mall, maybe not.
That decade of mallism is over. We lived in the mall when we were young.
That's true. Back in the day, the Galleria, first floor. Back in the day,
We lived in the mall. These children do not live in malls. They live online. So if you want to be an entrepreneur in this century, you have to embrace live shopping on TikTok, shopping on Amazon Live. You have to embrace it, and you have to learn how to use this technology if you want to survive in this retail industry.
No, I definitely feel it, and I understand exactly what you're saying. So with that being said, you're sounding like you are sort of sounding the alarm, and you're saying, hey, I see what's coming. What's happening is these storefronts are about to disappear. And I'm creating a platform in which you can sell your product and you could showcase it to an audience, because that is what's going to happen in another few years. Am I correct?
It's happening now. So if you go and you see how many Black businesses, not just Black, but we're talking about Black businesses here, right? have shut down and closed their doors, brick and mortars. I'm not talking about the food industry either. I'm talking about retail, hair stores, bath and body stores, clothing stores. They don't last as much as often as prior because of, number one, Amazon online, Shein. I could go on and on, all these great big competitors, and also the lack of people wanting to come to your store. You have to be popping for people to really. You have to have some type of situation going on for people to really come to your store. So online and live shopping is where it's at. It's like, and I'm not trying to say that I'm so holy or anything, but it's almost like the story of Noah when he was sounding an alarm, telling people, hey, this storm is coming. And everybody laughed at him. That's what they're doing to me. I have asked so many Black businesses that now have closed their doors to come on ABE Black Business Live and shop live with us, and they either don't respond, lie, say they're going to come and never do, think that the price is too much money when it's not even enough for me to survive. Because I know the type of businesses that I am dealing with, and I know they don't have it. And majority of them don't have it to just give. But it's almost like that. It's like, but when it comes, then my price is going to be the price, right? When it comes, I'm telling y'all it's coming. And when it comes, I'm going to be on the boat with the people that came on the boat with me, and we're going to be good. We're going to be rolling it in.
No, I completely understand. No, I completely understand, and I understand the frustration, because even when I create this platform, it's very hard to get people, I get the same thing. People say, hey, sign me up. The moment I tell them my idea, they're like, hey, sign me up. I want it. And then it's like, when it's time to execute, it's like, see, what happened was I was watching TV that day and I forgot about you. And it's frustrating because it's like, I'm trying to get this platform off the ground, but I see what's happening as well. I believe that there's not going to be no more news stations. I believe that news stations are going to become obsolete. And instead of having a TV anchor talking to someone, there's going to be like in a podcast format. And podcast is going to be where people, businesses and things take off at. So it is very frustrating to get people to see that. But I also feel like because of that, that is also making me push harder to make my situation go further. Because it's like I'm using that as the fuel. Like, you know what? Your name is on the list right now as on the list of people I'm going to prove wrong. Mm-hmm. And like, you're right. When things get a little bit better, that price is going to definitely go up. So I completely understand exactly what you're saying and the frustration that come behind it. With that being said, how do you overcome those challenges? What do you do personally to say, you know what? I got prejudged, or I got somebody minimize me, but you know what? I'm going to turn that around and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. What is your X, Y, and Z?
I box with God every day. My arms is too short. Okay. This is my purpose. This is what God told me to do for this point in time in my life. This is my journey. I don't like it, to be quite honest with you, but I have to do it. Okay. It's necessary. Those are my true and honest feelings. The other thing about it is that, we are a people that have a lot of trauma, including me, right? So, and I'm from Philly. So you're not going to play in my face. Right. It's not going to be a lot of play. I have fun, but we don't play, right? So, this social media age has turned me upside down, because we were always taught to like, don't speak, put your head down, do the work, people see you. That's not the age we are in now. And I'm talking to somebody, because there's somebody out there with a gift or something. They come from the era that I come from, and they're not getting on social media. They're not promoting their business. And they might have a great business, but they're not doing it, or they're scared to do it because we were taught differently. This is the time to learn something new. This is the time to be open, because we are at a crossroad. Just like you're saying, a journalist is going to be obsolete, like the news, it is. You want to know why? Because nobody buys cable no more.
Okay.
Nobody is watching TV no more. People are watching their phones more than TV,
Right,
to the point
right.
that the news has to have an app for the phone.
Right.
Right? So you're going down the right path, correct?
Right.
So everybody has all these different apps. They have all these different ways to get access to news, TikTok being one of them. Overcoming Google. Right now, the first person on TikTok live shop that sold 1 million in one live stream was a Black woman.
Right.
It happened last week.
Right.
So that's how I know that I'm going in the right area. I'm in the right area. Y'all just have to see it. And it wasn't from someone else's product. It was from her product that she makes herself.
Right.
So it wasn't like she was selling something else. She was selling her product. First Black woman to ever reach 1 million on one live stream selling her product was a Black woman. So this is coming. It's here. It's
Right.
not coming. It's here. But a lot of people don't know about it or want to take it serious or want to be stuck in, I'm in a store, and I'm in a store. And I'm not shading anybody that's in a store. Let's be clear about that. I'm just speaking the truth.
Right. Right. No. I get it. And I'm listening to you and I'm like, wow, this is really powerful. One of the things that you talked about too is and I like how vulnerable you were, because on this platform, I want to be as authentic as possible. I feel like oftentimes when we talk about the entrepreneur journey, we often romanticize it and we make it sound like, we have these pretty motivational speeches about get your behind out of bed and wake up 4 a.m. and stuff. And it's like, not all the time you want to. Sometimes you do it begrudgingly. It's like, oh, man, here we go. Mm-hmm. So it is. And it's really dope to me to hear that one of God's warriors is like, I didn't really ask for this. I ain't really called. I'm answering the call as a responsible daughter of the Most High should, but I can tell you straight up, this may not have been my first choice. I appreciate that. I appreciate that perspective, So, but with that being said, in answering the call, how do you find yourself being disciplined? Because it's one thing for you to say, hey, I'm going to do it, but it's another thing for you to say, I'm going to do it with the effort and energy to actually change the mindset and actually to change lives. So how do you go about that?
I would like to say my parents and the family in my village have always allowed me to finish things.
Right.
From high school to college to a second degree to anything that I ever did in life, my family has always instilled in me to finish things, and also instilled in me the power that is not the power. Your power is not here. Your power is not here. Your power is with God. So when you know that. Those things. Like I'm 45. I have lived my life doing what I thought I wanted to do, which was be a fashion stylist. And
Right.
It never really clicked. I mean, I did a lot of great work, but it just never clicked. This is the first thing that I can say that is clicking. It's clicking,
Right.
and I can see that it's clicking, but I still feel like, I'll keep saying I keep feeling like, but this is not what I'm here for. And God is telling me this is what you're here for.
Right.
I'm telling you this is what you're here for. And every step of the way is like a drum. And it's just like a drum. And it's like, I'm just going with the beat. And anytime I put my focus somewhere else, that's when I don't hear the drum. So as long as I'm listening to that drum and I'm on beat, I know that I am in alignment with God. A lot of people had to be taken out of my space, not for ill will, but just so I can listen to the drum, because I'm very loyal. So I put a lot of effort and energy into my friends and my family. And I'm single. I don't have any kids. So people expect you to have that time and space because you don't have those things.
Right.
And God is saying, right now, you're mine.
Wow.
And we're going to listen to this drum. If they don't like you no more, if they don't want to talk to you no more, whatever it is, I got you. And I'm just listening to this drum. And it seems so crazy and weird. And I'm in this space of almost like loneliness. But in that loneliness, I'm just working. And that's where the dedication is. I don't care what is going on in my life. At 9 p.m., I am on Instagram, and you would think, and I look back at these things, and I know what happened that day, and I know I couldn't get out of bed. You would think that my world was the best.
Right.
When that camera comes on at 9 p.m., I turn into another person.
Right.
It's almost like I'm my highest self.
Right. Right. No, you really are. You really are.
It's just like, this is not even the same person from 2 seconds ago. And that's how I know that God got me.
No. I totally agree with you, and I'm hearing you, and I'm thinking about myself in my own path, even with this podcast. You know, I've been doing photography and video for about 4 years now, and I can say when I started this platform just very recently, the way things have just flowed in this process, I ain't never had this before. Like I now have people calling me up and now trying to get on the platform. And I'm like, I remember when I did other things and try to do things for people who had 10 times the amount of followers that I had. I was the aggressor. But now it's like, how did you get my number? You know, I'm meeting people that I never met before, and I know that it's bigger than me. I just had a conversation. It's going to be on another episode where we have both had to say that if we begin to slack, we need to get out of here and let somebody else take on this platform, because this message still needs to get out regardless of not. So I appreciate that. And I also appreciate the vulnerability that you're having and that communication, because there's been days where it's like my whole world is falling apart. And then I find myself here on this platform and it's like, nope, it makes sense now. So I totally get that. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about your self-help routine, or like what you do to detox and what you do to treat yourself. What do that look like?
Right now, it's none. Okay. Because I did not know how privileged I was having a career. Not a job, a career.
Right.
It's a difference. It's a big difference, right? And right now, I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I believe because of God. I'm very employable. I get interviews, but I do not get the job. And God is telling me, you've been working since you was 12 years old, Meeka. This is your break. But in that break is how I'm going to pay for this, how I'm going to pay for that, how I'm going to pay for this. And you got me over here helping these people, and you're not even helping me. And all of these different emotions and things. And God is like, I got you. Right. So right now, my self-care routine has to do a lot with what I am doing. Right. If that makes sense. So at this point in time, Meeka can't go on vacation. At this point in time, Meeka can't. But the thing that gives me joy is like yesterday, beautiful day, we have a partnership with the African American Museum in Philadelphia. Do you know how dope that is?
That is.
And I'm just sitting there and I'm watching these Black businesses that I curated come out selling their stuff, happy, smiling on the plaza, 8th and Arch. I mean, 8th and Arch. Like,
right. That's downtown, y'all. Yes, that's all my non-Philly folks. That's Center City. That's the heart.
Center City with these beautiful Black brands. And that's almost like my self-care. Like, I'm always a person of service, no matter where I'm at, whatever career I'm in. Anybody can tell you that if Meeka is in the place, she is going to be of service. They'll call me Mama Meeka, Auntie, whatever you want to call me, because I make sure I take care of the people that I'm working with, in community with, or on a team with. That's who I am, and I try my best, Zach, to just uphold those things that my parents have taught me. So right now, to be honest, it's no self-care routine. Right. My self-care routine is getting this network off the ground. Okay,
well, I definitely respect that. My only pushback will be, and this is coming from a place of true concern, is that I feel like the reason why a lot of our sisters become burnt out it's because they allow themselves because they wear too many hats, and because of that, it puts them in a position where they become, although they're not functioning at their highest level, So I would encourage you to find another outlet, because as an entrepreneur, I realize that this thing right here will burn you out. You will fry, especially with you hearing you talk. You sound a lot like me in the terms of you internalize a lot and you take on the problems of other people, because that's what your service almost need for you to do. It's like, I'm hearing them and I'm hearing the concerns. So with that being said, I want to provide them with a platform and so forth and so on. But when doing that, you put yourself almost in the negative, because now you got to carry your burdens and you're also carrying theirs. So I would encourage you to find a little bit of a balance. If it's not just a few hours for you to walk or jog or do something, and maybe even get back into fashion design. Also, as well, I want you to talk about that, like how you got into that. What joy that you got when you first got into fashion design as well.
First of all, thank you, Zach. You had a therapist. What's the sister name that was just here? She was so pretty.
Jordan Campbell.
Nice. Jordan. Shout out to Jordan. I mean, I'm in and out of therapy because of financial. The best therapists don't take insurance. I'm so sorry to say that, but it's the truth. And right now, even with a sliding scale, I'm slid. I can't afford it right now, right? But when I can and when I do therapy, and that helps a lot. I would like to say that. It's just that right now at this present moment, I'm not. And I would like to say that sometimes when you go through life, Zach, it's a period that you have to sacrifice.
Right.
And I'm in a sacrifice space. When I text you, Zach, and I text you my toes in the sand, you're going to know that, it's about that time. But fashion styling, I always been in fashion.
Right.
All through school. Like, you can ask anybody that know me. Like, I won prom queen, like all of that. And I knew I wanted to do fashion. But my mom kept it real with me. My mom said, we're not rich. You have to go to a college that you get a scholarship. And that's what I did. Right. So I have a degree in accounting. She said, after you get your degree, you can go back to school for whatever you want. And that's what I did. I went to the Community College of Philadelphia for fashion merchandising, option to be a buyer. Right. And that opened me up to a whole new world. My internship was in New York City at one of the highest, flyest showrooms in the world. It was called Showroom 7. I was the only black person, me and Miss D. Well, Miss D ran what we call a closet. Right. And everybody had to go to Miss D to get the clothes. This black woman had authority. She had grace. She was nice as pie, but she knew where she stood. She was the barrier between you getting the clothes on Madonna and not. All of that was in her hands. I said, I want to be over there with her. Right. I went over there with her, and I started helping D. And that was my internship. That was my second internship. But during that internship, before it was social media, behind the music, nobody knew what a fashion stylist was. Right. Nobody knew that was a career. So this lady came in. She was black. She had a high bun. And I was like, who is she? She fly as shit, D. She said she's a fashion stylist. I said, I want to be her. Right. And she put me with a fashion stylist. I was an assistant for about 12 years to Rodney E. Hall. My first shoot was with Nia Long. Right. And I was with him for 12 years. As soon as I transitioned into styling on my own, that's when everything turned into digital. Right. So my whole world changed. The $10,000, $100,000 dollar photo shoots, they changed because now it's green screen. You could be anywhere you want to be. Right. So all these, I've been to so many places. My name is in so many different magazines, from GQ to Vogue. Assistant Meeka Johnson, and I can't thank them enough. Nobody cares about that now because this was before camera phone. So I don't have a lot of that footage, but I have the credits, baby. I got the receipts.
Right. No, for sure.
But it's a whole different world now. But that's that fashion really taught me a lot.
Right.
This movement now, like, you know, we went through all of the things that they talk about with Diddy and all. We went through all of that.
Right.
Like they wouldn't if you had a black subject, they wouldn't rent you the clothes. That's why D was so important.
Right.
Because she allowed us to rent, or we call it pool clothes for black artists, if that makes sense.
No,
so
perfect.
These showrooms wouldn't allow us.
Right.
The way they treated women, if you look good, and back then I was like thin and fly.
You still thin and fly. You still thin and fly.
But, you know, just all of the things you had to do to go through certain things. That's why I shout out Rodney E. Hall, because Rod kept me from a lot of industry stuff. All those things are true. Like, it's just, you know, it's all these things are coming out now, and people have more power to be able to take up for themselves. So many things we didn't get paid on. You know, all of those things from being a contractor, a freelancer, that come with it. Now is a better time to be a freelancer, if that makes sense. It's a better time to be a fashion stylist. It's a better time because now you could go in somebody's DM like, I like this. I'm look. It's not even a pull sheet no more. It's like DM. Hey, I'm styling such and such. I want to pull some clothes.
Right,
like it's so easy to access everything that we had to go through. Go through all of these different avenues to get clothes.
Right. So now, to hustle along in the fashion industry and in the fashion world, what are some of the tangible ways you think that somebody should go about it now? Like you said, I know you mentioned about, you know, jumping in somebody's DMs, but is there any other avenues that come to mind and what you can encourage, you know?
Oh yeah, fashion style. Oh, this is it. Y'all got it. If you want to be a fashion stylist now, only thing you have to say is I'm a fashion stylist on your page. You ain't styled nobody. Like nobody cares anymore. I really believe that's why the quality. Like we used to look at, you know, the BET Awards and stuff for fashion.
Right.
I think the quality of the art of fashion has just depleted. Not only in fashion stylists, but in designers and brands, because they are looking for what you was talking about, like followers and selling and different things like that. Because now that data and those analytics are what is driving people from having a job or not having a job. So you got to get down or lay down. But as a fashion stylist, baby, y'all got the world in your hands. Number one, jump in somebody's DM. Number two, jump in somebody's DM as a client, especially if they want to come up. Like I want to work right now. It's Carla Gamble. She's the bomb. I want to work with her so bad because she is just amazing to work with. Her partner is her manager. She's amazing to work with. And I see the style that she's trying to do, and I absolutely love it. So she's doing it, but I'm like, okay, let's start pulling some clothes for her. So I really want to work with her. You see what I'm trying to say? So only thing you have to understand, the artist is the artist, but baby, who you got to go to is the manager. I understand y'all want to be all in Wale face, but who is Wale manager? Right. Like y'all got to understand, y'all have to get with the manager. You all in this artist DM. I'm not just saying Wale because he did the dope show at the Roots. So listen, y'all in Wale DM. He got 1 million trillion followers. His manager, if he on the Instagram, he probably got like 2,000. Your best chance. And I'm saying 2,000. Wale manager, I'm sorry. We just putting out numbers. But he probably got less than him. Your best bet, you're better off going with him. He'll probably check his emails, his DM better than him. And that's how you could get in. So those are my things. Go in people's DMs, whether it's a client you want to work with or a fashion designer that you want to go with. There's so many talented Black fashion designers that's out, and they answer their DMs. It's so many up and coming. If whatever area you are in, there are so many up and coming artists in your area that you can contact via DM. If you can't get to them, find out who their manager is and get to them that way. Also, it is so much easier to get in these shows. So when you are at shows, figure out who. If you do your homework, Instagram is so good, and this social media, because you can do your homework, figure out who the manager is and how they look. If they don't answer your thing, you could go to the meet and greet, the whatever you're going to, figure out don't look at the person. Figure out who the manager is. Hey, hi, my name is such and such. I looked you up on Instagram. This is my number. Here's a package. Here goes some clothes. I want to give it to whoever the artist is. It's so much easier for you to, you see how hype I'm at? It's so much easier for y'all to get your stuff on people, be a fashion stylist, and get in this industry. No,
what you're doing, you're giving them some real jewels. And I'll tell you, this worked for a fact, because as a photographer, when I was starting, out, and I started, the idea was for me to do celebrity clients. So when they would come into Philly, I would do exactly what you said. I would at first, I would create like little graphic design, and I would put their images all over, and I would send it to them. And I had the same problem. They never responded to me. And then when I found out who their managers was, the manager was like, yeah, we do need photography. We do need video. We have somebody traveling from Cleveland to come to Philly. And I'm like, hold on, I'm right here. I could do it. So that's exactly how I got on. Carla Gamble, phenomenal, beautiful voice. Actually, I'm going to put this out here on the podcast now. She was supposed to be here, but she had to reschedule. So I'm looking forward to having her on the podcast as well. So definitely, that's my girl. She is really good people's, and like I said, amazing voice. And she's an amazing person. Like, she is. She really is. She's dope. Thing. Like, I don't, right now in my life, Zach, like, I don't have the energy or the time to be around. I don't have it, because I really don't have it. So I really want to be around, intentionally be around people, intentionally work with people that are good people. Right. And we all had days. I'm not saying that nobody is perfect, get that, but just genuinely good people. Right. No, you're absolutely right. It's too short. Life is too short to be messing around with people you don't really want to be around. So I totally get it. Switching gears a little bit. Let's talk about all Black everything. Okay. Yeah. And let's talk about, if someone who is listening to this and saying, I am inspired and I want to get on this network, how does that work, and what exactly does it do? Can we go into that? Yeah. All Black everything is, it's requirements. And I think that's the part that people don't understand. First of all, we have a built-in audience that trusts us to give them quality Black brands, that they're going to get their items, that they're going to be there next year when they want to purchase something from them, that they can contact. So all those different things are a part of our system of getting a Black brand in and on the show. You have to have a product that my audience wants, not your audience, my audience. That is another thing. If you sell, our audience is an older audience. It's not a lot of young people that are on our audience. So it's a more mature audience. They're not really. No, excuse me. I'm sorry. When you say older, what do you mean? You mean like middle age? Like I'm 44. Yeah. So someone like in my age. Between 35 to up 35, like 35 and up. Okay. And a lot of them are not buying for their children; they're buying for them. You know what I mean? So it's not a lot of that. So I'm not going to get somebody that sells children clothes. Right. I'm not going to have someone on that is like a sneakerhead, and a lot of sneakers is to an extent. And then also your pricing. Right. We're not selling $1,000 or
$300 items. That's not what we're doing on the show. So all of those are barriers. And when I say those things, like, I'm not hating, I'm not anything. And what I'm doing is protecting my business. This is my business. This is my data. These are the things that I want for my business. I want to be able to service my target audience with the things that they like. In a price range that they can shop for an hour and 30 minutes. I do want everybody to understand that we are only on for an hour and 30 minutes, just like with this the podcast. The 30 minutes is all of the extra stuff, the talking, the B-roll, the commercial, all of those things is the 30 minutes. You're really shopping for an hour. In that hour, we have made $1,000 in an hour. All these different things that people vend all day for 4 to 8 hours and do not make as much money as these Black businesses are making in an hour. I do want y'all to understand, we're not there all day. We are in the comfort of your phone. Meaning, when I say the comfort of your phone, because it's like we used to say the comfort of your home, but everybody's not in their home. Some people are in their studio. Some people are at their store. Some people are, at their baby father house because they had to, pick up their son and like, oh, I got to go live. Can I do this real quick here? Some people are in the garage. Wherever you are, it's the comfort of your phone that you're able to pick up your phone and make money for your livelihood and for your business in an hour time span. I really want people to hone in on that. It's an hour, it's less effort, it's less time than vending, and it's just a great way to connect, build community, and build your confidence in your business because you have to sell it. I help you sell it. I'm the host. I help you sell it.
I'm giving you the platform.
Yeah, I'm giving you the platform, giving you the built-in audience. I'm giving you even the advertisement. I do the flyers, all of that. You're getting a whole one-woman show for your business. You're getting that one pop for that hour segment, and it's been amazing. We've been on for 3 years now.
Wow, that's amazing. That is beautiful. And as an entrepreneur who oftentimes have to turn folks around as well, I totally understand where you're coming from, because I tell people, like, I have spoken to my fair share of ladies who say, I want to get on the show and I'm a cook. And I say, cool. All right, that's cool. Where do you cook at? My home. Okay. All right, I get it. Do you have a website? No.
Right.
Do you have a business card? No.
Right.
Do you got your LLC? No.
Right.
So it's like, I need you to put these things in place first and be mindful of my audience and what it is that, trying to get you to think a little bit bigger first. Because if we was to get in a position where people was to flood and want to support you, where would they support you at? Mm-hmm. So I totally understand where you're coming from. And I would encourage for any woman, this platform is Black woman centric. Okay. Mm-hmm. So for any Black woman to have a product that they're looking to sell, if your product is not necessarily children clothes and sneakerheads, I really would encourage you to reach out to Meeka Johnson and make that connection and get on the platform. With that being said, let's go into some of the stuff, because I'm seeing you wearing a couple of the things right now that you're selling, and that is fly. So let me see the earrings a little bit. Let me see the earrings. So, okay, so the earrings got Philly on it, right? And it got like a Cuban link. The earrings are fly.
Thank you so
earrings
much.
You're fly. The earrings are fly. So they are being sold on there as well?
So the merch, when we do sell merch, okay, so it's all Black everything. We have different merch. So we sell the shirts, of course, they're unisex. We sell the earrings. We have necklaces. That's our merch. That merch helps me sustain. That's another form of income. It's not popping like that, but it will be. Right. We were featured on Tabitha's Good Mondays, Very Good Mondays. Right. They had on the shirts. And she had on the earrings. I think she had on the Black woman fly earrings. Yeah, she had the ones on that side. So that was awesome. And this is another thing. Like, I thought that my website was going to blow up when she had that on, and it didn't. Burr.
No. But it takes sometimes it takes a little bit more, and we're going to speak life on it too, because
that, it was the opportunity.
Right.
People, I know your thing was, I said, no, it's the opportunity. Like, first of all, you're not going to you're not going to dim my light. You're not going to yuck my yum. I learned that from one of the memes.
Yuck my yum?
You're not going to yuck my yum.
Okay.
Right? So I'm not going to allow y'all to yuck my I was on Tabitha.
Word. Yo, we mentioned her before on the platform before too.
Do you understand that? See what I'm talking about with the drum?
Right.
Like, God is
That's
good.
what I'm saying. It's only a matter of time. Listen, let me tell you this.
God is
stay
so good.
encouraged. Stay 10 toes down. Listen, it took me 4 years. I can't tell you so many businesses that I have went to and said, hey, I have equipment. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to do a podcast. Would you like to do a podcast? And they would tell me, yeah. And there was a few times I worked with a couple of celebrities, no A-listers, but a couple of strong C and Bs. You know, they got a couple of strings they could pull. Nothing. It was a dud. And I'm telling you now, I'm just getting to a space and where I can see some of my future, my labor, actually coming into fruition. So I would just encourage you to stay down and don't get discouraged. It's so easier said than done, but
that was the highlight of my year. I loved, we Philly, we love Tabitha. First of all, Tab, we love you. But
it's so much more to come, though.
It's so much more.
It's so much more to come. I promise you, it's
like,
so much more to come.
It's so much more than numbers.
It's so much more to come, and I promise you. Again, I can only encourage you. I know this sounds so cliche, but it's like sometimes it's like this. You are running the proper race. It just you haven't reached the where you needed to go just yet. But you are doing everything correct. And I believe that you're going to be rewarded for it because you've been doing it for a very long time. And it's just that we have to figure out a way to put you in front of those serious-minded souls and who sees the vision, and that's what it comes down to, to surround yourself with those who actually see the vision and see what you got going on and wanting to be a part of it. I appreciate your platform.
Thank you.
I appreciate what you're doing. I know it's getting rough. I can see it in you. I can see it in your face. I can tell that you fatigued with well-doing. I can see that you hurting and that you're trying to get it. But I appreciate that strength because this is what Black women need to see. I'm so sick and tired of seeing our women get on these platforms and try to act like they got it all together. Especially when they say, well, I'm strong and I'm this. No, they need to see a woman that's saying, look, I've been doing it for a very long time. And it's my heart feel, my heart feel for you, but my heart also saying I'm so grateful that I have a platform in which I could use to help your business. So within closing, I want to say, please, let's encourage to get, for number one, everybody, if you're a supporter of mine, or you're a supporter of the platform, let's please get out there and support your business. Let's support. I don't have any merch, but if I could create something or if I could do something to help out the journey, best believe I can make a few phone calls. I will. You got me on record, so you got my support. But please, everybody who's listening to this, let's go support this woman and her business and everything she got going on. So please tell the people where they could find you, and how they could be of support.
It's All Black Everything pop-up. Don't forget the pop-up. So it's at ALLBLACK everything EVERYTHING pop-up POPUP. So allblackeverythingpopup.com and All Black Everything on all social media.
Thank you so very much. I thank you for your time, your energy, your presence, and your story. So with that being said, I am Zachary King, and this is the Future is Female podcast. I'm gone.